guys, what's up? My name is Agrawal, Subham Agrawal, and welcome to the quantum chemistry. Alright, welcome to the quantum chemistry. So, we had done till the RJ law, Rayleigh-Jeans law, as you can see from here, that we had done this graph and we had explained the ultraviolet catastrophe in the last lecture. Alright, in the last lecture we had done the ultraviolet catastrophe. Now, in this lecture, we are going to see the Planck's theory, what the Planck has given, how he got the idea of quantization. With quantization, I mean to say that energy is nothing but an integral form of they are in the packets, they are in the bundles, they are actually the packets. So how he got an idea that it is an integral, I means they are discrete levels. Actually the light is consisting of the discrete levels of the packets or the bundles of the photons. Alright, so how he got the idea, we will also look over it, and we will also see which kind of questions that usually asked in the NET and GATE exam. Alright, so let's begin with the Planck's theory. So one of the basic thing that you have to understood, that in classical theory, we got the concept that we had studied till so far, that light is actually the continuous. Light is actually a continuous, or say energy is continuous. And Planck's equation, what that it says that only there are discrete values, and it is an integral value that is equal to nh nu, that integral multiple of frequency. Alright, and a constant value. So energy is not a continuous. Try to understand, energy is not a continuous, not in a line but in a points. Alright, for I am trying to introduce in a very simple way so that you people can understand. So what the basic concept, try to understand that there is a line and there are points. So the continuity, or say the line, is formed when you match all the points. Alright, so I mean to say that here in the energy concept, what the Planck has given out, that the points are at a constant distance. For say it is a 2 meter distance. Alright, so that form of those points are actually exhibited by the photons, that they are not the continuous, they are actually the integral multiple, and are the discrete. Actually they are discrete and are in a multiples. So that the concept that was given out. And when there is a big derivation of the energy, average energy, what is given to here, oscillation energy. This was the final expression of the energy which the Plancks get from the derivation. From the derivation, what the Plancks get is, this is the final answer. So this is the energy that we will going to put on the classical theory expression, what we had shown you earlier. Let me show it again. This was the expression that the classical theory, from classical theory it came out. So Rayleigh-Jeans law, what they did, they put the average energy of oscillation as kBT, which actually occurs in the classical theory or in the classical world, but Planck did the opposite thing. What he put the energy h nu. He put the average energy by constituting, or say by assuming the energy are in the discrete level, not in the continuous level, and he got this expression. And when he put the same value, we got exactly the same curve. So this is one of the groundbreaking research which Planck had did. We got the same curve when we put the value of the average energy of the oscillation in the derivation. That means, that proves light is not a continuous. The energy is not a continuous, it is in a discrete form. Light is actually in the discrete form. A very amazing experiment this was. Alright, so where the RJ law is failing, it was failing at low wavelength and high temperature. At high temperature and low wavelength, RJ law was failed this we designed it as UV catastrophe, but when the Planck's did and put the energy in the discrete levels, he got exactly the same theoretical graph in the experimental, exactly similar to the experimental graph, or say he got the experimental graph which was completely similar to the theoretical graph. All right. So this was the thing that Planck's did. All right. Now, what the expression he got? This is the energy expression what he got: h nu upon e raised to the power minus h nu minus 1. This was the expression that Planck's get for the energy when he substituted the energy and h nu. All right. Now at their RJ law fails at higher temperature. All right. Now there are the two temperature conditions which may be possible. One is the higher temperature region, or other would be the low temperature. All right. So at higher temperature, if we see this value, exponential value, the value which is inside of the exponential, that is h nu upon kBt. So if the temperature is higher, the denominator would be high, and overall value, that is h nu upon kBt, would be less than 1. Am I clear or not? Let me repeat it again, that at higher temperature the h nu upon kBt value will be lower, or say that it will be less than 1, and at the same time at a low temperature, the denominator would be less, or say the numerator would be high, denominator would be less than the numerator, and finally this whole value will give you the value which would be greater than 1. Am I clear or not? Okay. Now you know that at higher temperature and low frequency, this RJ law fails, and that's why the Planck's theory came into action. Okay, so now look at the condition number 1, at higher temperature and low frequency. Okay, we will be going to deal this one. Okay, now what is written here, that the exponential form, so let's expand it. Let's expand this exponential form. Okay, so here is the expansion form. See, you know very well that how to what is the expansion of the exponential, that if the e raised to the power minus x, then its expansion form would be 1 minus x plus x square upon 2 minus and corresponding so on. Okay, so here value of x is h nu upon kBt, here value of x is h nu upon kBt. So we had just substituted it. What we did, we had just substituted it, and finally when we had substituted it, then finally what we get, one more thing, that if in this exponential form, what I had told, that e raised to the power minus x, which gives you 1 minus x plus x square upon 2 and so on, if value of x is so low, or say very low, if x is very low, then this expression would becomes 1 minus x. Then this expression would becomes 1 minus x. Am I clear you or not? So x would be low. And in our case, value of x is h nu upon kBt. In our case, the value of x is h nu upon kBt. And we had already told you that we are dealing with the situation that temperature is higher, that denominator would be higher, and nu which is the numerator is low. So numerator is low and denominator is high, that means overall value is very low. So the exponential terms will becomes 1 minus h nu upon kBt. Alright, wait a while, okay, wait a while, okay. Yeah. So we basically we got this value, and when we have substituted 1 plus h nu upon kBt and neglected higher terms, so this value minus 1 2 plus 1 it had cancel out, and finally you get h nu upon kBt. So h nu upon h nu get cancel out, and in numerator you will get kBt. So this is the concept that we had obtained from the expression. So this is basically the point where RJ law is valid, alright, at a higher temperature and low frequency region, or at a higher wavelength region. See here see here, RJ law is which is denoted in the dot line, is actually valid at a higher lambda, that means low frequency, and a higher temperature. At here there is a higher temperature, T is high, alright. So RJ law is valid here, but is not valid at a low temperature, that means at a very higher point of spectral density, and low lambda, that means higher frequency. At higher frequency and low temperature, low temperature, it was not valid. So basically this proof was given by the Planck's, and this is the proof that we had got from the Planck's theory, that what the RJ had did, that average energy they had put the kBt. So from the Planck's theory also, at higher temperature and at higher wavelength, or say low frequency region, the Planck's theory would be validating too. So this was the proof I am just explaining to you, okay. Now, and we got the theoretical data completely following the experimental data, alright. Now here Planck obtained this equation of when he substituted the concept of the discreteness of the energy levels, okay, when the Planck had substituted the discreteness of the light or nature over the classical theory expression for the energy, then finally what we got, the expression that is being shown to you, it is a spectral density relation, and here you can see h nu is extra term, where here it is h nu and nu square. So nu square was there in the previous expression too, but here the new thing that has been added is h nu. Alright, am I clear you or not? Okay. Now, since the value of h, that the Planck's constant was at that time, I am talking about the era 1900, in that particular time not known, the value was not known there. But when the photoelectric effect has come into force, the theory of photoelectric had came, then the concept was will be getting much more clearer, and we got the at one constant value, and the same photoelectric effect also was following the same value, alright. And this value was completely validated by the photoelectric effect too, alright. This is the thing that I wanted to make to you understand, that at that time, even when the black body experiment was did, nothing clarity about the Planck's constant h value has been put off, and there was many glitches around that what could be the value, but it is much more concreteness was there, that there might be this value. But after the photoelectric effect has been come into force or in the role, this thing will get more transparency, and we get more confirmation that the value of the Planck's constant is this one, alright. Now one important thing, that is the summary, because when you will going to give your exam, or for a revision purpose, you will not going to be see each and everything of what I had what you have written down in your notes. So for your convenience, for your convenience, I have written down the summary. Please write it down in your notes so that in the future purpose, you will not be getting any kind of problem before going into the examination. Alright, so the summary, the first point, let me explain these points too. So a black body emits a continuous spectrum of all wavelengths or frequency of light. Okay, this is the question that I had put down. And now one more thing, the four questions which I had in the beginning. I had said that these questions you have to ask when you would complete your this topic. So try to do this on your own, by your own, when after watching this lecture. Alright. Now, so what he is saying, that a black body emits a continuous spectrum of all wavelengths of frequencies up. This is the thing what we had done already. Now the second thing, as the temperature increases, lambda decreases, or say the frequency is opposite of the lambda. You need not to mug up the both relation of the lambda and frequency with the temperature. You have to just know one thing, that frequency is just the inverse of the wavelength. And now at every point of time, everywhere, you will not be getting anywhere stuck in reference to study the relations. Just here you have to study the lambda relation, the wavelength relation with the temperature. Alright, so this is the temperature. This is the thing that has been given up by the Wiens and is known as the Wiens displacement law. Okay, now the third point is by using spectrum of the black body, colors of the by using spectrum of black body, colors of the stars may reveal the temperature of the stars. Spectrum, that means when you record the wavelength and light interaction, and you get the reason, you get the spectrum. So on studying that particular spectrum, you will be able to figure out actually what the temperature of the stars. This is the groundbreaking thing that has ever happened. Okay. Now the RJ laws, which uses classical theory to explain the spectrum, and which is valid at a low frequency at higher temperature. So this is actually the thing that you have to memorized, or you should be expected to know these basic things. Alright, now the Planck's theory came, and he has suggested energy as nhν. So completely explains the black body spectrum. That's why the theory has stopped up to here only. Okay, now the expression the Planck has given, this is the expression, and the summary end here. Okay, so I think the black body concept has now been cleared, and I request you people to at least go with the questions what I had suggested, or what I had tell you in the beginning of the when I was starting the black body. There I had put some questions to try to answer them on your own after when you will be able to after when you had completed these videos. Okay, so okay, that's all for today, and most probably in the next video I will be starting the photoelectric effect. Then we will see the Compton effect, and then particularly we will be proceeding on. So thank you for watching. So see you, have a good day, bye bye.